All right, welcome to your favorite moments with Joebaba, and this is yes on MC Ambassador TV. You know, the favorite program where we give you emotional intelligent matters, and I still remain your favorite host. They call me the CCC on the MIC. Simply call me the cool, calm, and collected Joe, ready to take you on that roller coaster ride, making sure that there is a balance in your emotional life. Yes, on today's edition, we're not going to be wasting much of our time, as we all know that yes, the year is running to our hand, and so we want to make this quick and snappy on today's edition. And what are we going to be discussing about today? We're going to be talking about yes, responding under the pressure of criticism. A lot of us understand that the fact that criticism is part of life, and many people find it very difficult to know that yes, it takes a lot of skill to respond to criticism these days, because the world we live in these days, you find it difficult for people not to criticize whatever thing you do. And we also know that a lot of people, one of the things stopping them from doing what they are here to do or to maximize their fullest potential has always been the fear of criticism. And we'll be discussing about how we can handle criticism in a very skillful and tactical way. We'll talk about how we can always stand up a rational response against our own self-critiques, because criticism sometimes is not all about what people externally are saying to you. Sometimes it's all about the inner dialogue you have with yourself, that the inner self-critic that might be stopping you from doing what you're supposed to do to have a productive life. And before we go deep down about the fear of criticism, we'll be touching down the first part, which I talk about the self-criticism. A lot of us try to criticize ourselves a lot due to the fact that we make mistake, or we mess up, or we do things that are not appropriate enough, maybe to our moral standard or ethical code, or whatever standard we might have raised for ourselves. And we discover that maybe we fall short of our standard, and we begin to feel so critical about ourselves, begin to say things to ourselves that makes us feel unworthy. We make ourselves feel like we're not valuable enough, or we are not good enough to live life. But one thing I can assure you is that it's normal. We are all humans. We need to understand that things will happen, but the most important thing, like I do say, is how you create a rational response. And all of these things is just you picking up, evaluating the distortions that are lurking in your mind. All you need to do is simple. Yeah, you made a mistake. You need to just evaluate, where did I make the mistake? Pick out the distortions there. Hope you're not trying to overgeneralize what happened to you. For instance, you just need to talk to yourself. I'm not the first person that made this mistake. A lot of people make mistakes, and the whole world is not going to castigate me. Have you ever thought of the celebrities? A lot of them go daily with bashing online, and you see them the next day, they come out stronger and they keep moving as if nothing happened. All of these things are essential for every individual to understand how to respond. Whatever thing you might have done is not the end of the world. All you just need to do is talk to yourself, pick out the errors, pick out your mistakes, and tell yourself that yeah, I'm meant to make mistakes as human, and you're going to overcome it. And also, because of our time, I'll be going to the other part, which will be dealing with enough of depth today. A lot of people find it difficult to respond to external critics, and that is the major problem in the society, because people out there, especially online cyber bullies, a lot of people try to dent other people's image just because they know how to become keypad warriors, or people just know how to use words to attack other people's integrity. They try to use words to bring them down. But I want to tell you today that, do you know that not just the words that they say are what is bringing you down? The actual problem with what is bringing you down still depends on you. Yes, I said it depends on you, because you all know that it is the words they say that actually triggers your negative emotions to begin to rise up. It's just like you telling me that I am stupid now. It depends on how I choose to respond to what you said. So you might say it that I'm a foolish being, but I just need to understand from a logical point of view, am I truly foolish? I need to understand the fact that you might say it, but I might not interpret it in a way that will make it hurt me. So what we're trying to say this morning is just telling you that you need to understand that the words that people say to you are what will trigger your negative emotions. But do you know that your emotions are what will make you understand that it is not your emotions that control you. So you need to have a logical, rational response to that emotion. Immediately they rise up. So when they rise up, how do you respond is what matters most. So talking about responding, I will be coming back shortly as we'll be going on this quick commercial break, and we'll come back to respond to the other part of emotional intelligence with Joebaba. Please go nowhere, stay tuned and touch that dial.
ìyàlẹ́nu ńlá ló máa ń jẹ́ tẹ́ ẹ máa rí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ mọ́tò tí ọ̀dà ara ẹ̀ máa ṣá. ohun tó máa ń farú eléyìí pọ̀ ó lè jẹ́ ọṣẹ tí wọ́n ń lò láti fi fọ mọ́tò tàbí kọ̀ǹkọ̀ǹ. pàápàá jùlọ àwọn tí ò mọ̀ bá a ṣe ń ṣe ìtọ́jú mọ́tò láti dùn ún wò ibì kan bẹ̀ tí wọ́n ti ń fọtinú tẹ̀yìn mọ́tò general wash pẹ̀lú àwọn ohun èlò ìgbàlódé tí wọ́n fi fọ ẹ́ńjìn mọ́tò yín inú ẹ̀ àti ara mọ́tò tí ó dẹ̀ máa tuntun sí ní gbogbo ìgbà. you first car wash bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ibẹ̀ làwọn èèyàn ti ń fọ mọ́tò báyìí. you first car wash wọ́n tún blow radiator rug gbogbo ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú owó péréte ni o. àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ nípa bá a ti ń fọ mọ́tò tìǹú tẹ̀yìn láì ní ṣe àkóbá kankan fara mọ́tò ló wà ní you first car wash. owó sẹ́fíìsì wọn ò ga jara lọ ẹ̀yin náà gbé mọ́tò yín débẹ̀ kẹ̀sẹ̀ rí ọ̀rọ̀. you first car wash wà ní Albert Oil petrol station Adégbàyí New Ife Road Ìbàdàn tẹlifóònù 08032241926 lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí 08032241926 you first car wash débẹ̀ kó fọ mọ́tò kí mọ́tò ẹ ó di titun padà.
All right, yeah, you're welcome back. It's still Moments with Joebaba, and the other part of what I've been discussing about self-criticism and external criticism. Yeah, quickly I'll give you quick 3 skills that you can use. You just need to master them. They are more like a verbal skills that you need to master. Please, I want to inform you that this is not what you will just learn or practicalize overnight. It's more of a repetition. When you keep doing it over and over, it becomes part of you and you find it easy to actually respond to people criticizing you. And the first one I would want to tell you is what I call empathy. Yes, empathy is a very useful skill that you can use to respond to your critiques. The moment you are able to see things from their own point of view, in the sense that when someone tries to bring you down, instead of you trying to become so irrational, or you just take the whole situation and in a split of seconds it becomes volatile and you get the situation out of it. Especially this is important for people in business. Yeah, you might have produced something or you sold something to a customer and they came back with a review of a less in quality of what they expected. As a professional business owner, you're not meant to respond with the harsh way they might have brought the issue to you. So trying to see things with empathy. Okay, ask questions. Okay, what is the cause? Do you think we didn't do enough? Where did the fault comes out from? Okay, how can we rectify it? The moment you begin to ask these little questions, you begin to try to see things from their point of view. You will discover that you've been able to boil down that tension that is supposed to escalate, and that criticism, you will just see it more like a feedback instead of you trying to feel bad about the whole situation. And also secondly, the second skill that I would like to talk about is what I call the second skill I'm trying to talk about is what I call responding and feedback. Yes, it's all about how you negotiate with people. Sometimes you just need to negotiate with people in a very diplomatic way instead of trying to feel entitled that you are always right. There's a way you can accept people's idea and you give your own idea. What am I trying to say? Someone might tell you that, oh, the clothes you're putting on is not good enough. The simple way you could just, instead of say, why do you think I can't wear this? You just accept it. Thank you. Okay, fine. It might not be good enough for you, but I actually think this cloth is good enough for today's occasion. A very diplomatic way in responding gives you a better way to respond to critics. And the last one that is very, very pivotal for today edition that I will talk about is all about disarming your critic. Like I do tell people, when you are in a war or you are in a battle, someone who is trying to shoot a gun at you, the best way is not to shoot back sometimes. The best way sometimes is not to run away, but the best way I would advice is a way to disarm your enemy, the critique, and disarm them with the bullet in their hand, and find a way to win the war skillfully. So sometimes when people try to criticize you, all you just need to do is to accept what they say, and just find a way to give a more diplomatic response that stands you out. When they tell you you're not good enough, sometimes you just, whether the critic is fair or unfair, maybe it's good or bad, it doesn't even matter in the first place. It does not have the power to bring you down. But you trying to distract them by accepting what they said, but responding in a way that gives you still your self-esteem, not trying to prove anything. But you also know that criticism is part of life. You just need to pick out the positive part of it, and work on it, and make sure that things get better. So when you're able to do all of those things, I feel your self-esteem will still be intact. You will feel the self-confidence that no matter what people say, no matter what you do, no matter error comes, you are able to still have the confidence to keep it going and keep it moving. And that is how we're going to keep it on the low for today, because we are always on the move on MC Ambassador TV. We are always ready to keep you going with your emotional balanced life. And talking about going, well, it's time to go, and we'll make sure that you are able to stand in your mind against every form of criticism, whether self-criticism or external criticism. So always keep it going, and have a lovely day. Stay cool and stay calm. Bye for now.